A big father whose method has contributed to running down Ghamro. As musicians, we are very sensitive to those who lead us. Since our job is creative arts persons, require that we are always together regardless of whatever differences there may be. It is very prudent to accept that we always need team builders and leaders who strive to bring us together, and not someone who is bent on dividing us for his own selfish interest. Agyapong has not demonstrated and lacked the skills to facilitate that kind of togetherness and inclusivity in the administration of an organization like Ghamro. Many at times, he is heard attacking the same people he is expected to work for on radio and television, and his autocratic decisions have led to financial losses at Ghamro. In fact, his actions and inactions have sent a lot of musicians into their grief. As the chairperson of the United Concerned Members of Ghamro, I am calling on Agyapong within 48 hours to withdraw and render an unqualified apology over a statement he made against me during the press conference, stated categorically that I had formed a students association who are collecting money for me. Failure to do so, I promise you will hear from my lawyers. Coventry lost his bearing, and instead of working with his own colleagues, decided to employ the service of 3 prominent lawyers whose combined salary was enough to cater for more than 1,000 musicians per year. With all due respect, we still don't know how Coventry arrived at that decision, and it is a matter that we are still struggling to understand. Resume, distribution, and key performance indicators is the worst so far of the 3, but he somehow still thinks he has done a great job, and everybody should allow him to stay and to continue the abysmal performance. Sometimes he comes out as an arrogant individual whose ego goes through the roof anytime he's on. Anytime he is questioned about his failure. He was recently heard in his press conference arrogantly and ignorantly challenging the Attorney General office for withholding their license to allow them to collect and distribute royalties through. There have been so many violations of law which our consultant of PRO will address it. We want to admit that we seem to wash our dirty linen in the open, which was very much we do regret. We use this opportunity, however, to send a special message to Auntie Ese Sedela and her team, as well as the Culture Forum headed by Mr. Akosua, for the great intervention they have made so far in trying to get Ghamro back to defeat. We are promising here that we are going back to the roadmap they drew for us after the very successful mediation process to which we all appended our signatures. We are promising the Attorney General's office, and especially Auntie Ellen, the Solicitor General, that we will be of good conduct and stick to the plan as has been drawn for us by AC Sadala. This is the true state of Ghamro. Thank you very much.
I'll say a very big thank you to everybody in the press. Thank you so much for this short invite and the way you come. I'm really, really grateful. We started, it's not like we just want to fight or want to cause confusion, but the truth must be told. And most of the time, people say that speaking the truth really hurts, but we have to speak the truth. This whole thing started way back 2012, whereby we had Carlos' administration. And it was like their time was up, and the same person, that is my own learned brother, Retsuma, actually went on there to announce that their time was up, so they should leave the place. And due to that, my late father, Nana Mpedu, and 99 others actually went to court, and then they asked Carlos and the administration to step down. Carlos led administration didn't actually hand over. The people went to their office and actually ransacked the place and then took some papers out of the place. So they didn't hand over. Now, 2014, after the court issue, we were given receivers managers. That was led by Akosua, and we have Agyapong, and Agyapong, and few. And honestly, they were receivers managers. They were supposed to receive. They were supposed to receive money. They were receivers managers. Now, when the monies that came, they never accounted for. 2015, we had the first election, and government money came in. The government money that came in is called the blank levy. Government gives us money called the blank levy, because almost staff that actually come into the country. And when we had a meeting, we realized that 150,000 Ghana cedis was taken out. I repeat, 150 Ghana cedis. They said less election costs. So that drew our mind on things and realized that no, let's see what really happened with this less election cost. We were given the annual report 2015 and we realized that they've written that they went for a loan of 50 million Ghana cedis. That is what they wrote in the I didn't write it, it's there. 50 million Ghana cedis, and they approved the payment. And then luckily for us, we got the loan agreement that says that they took 50,000 Ghana cedis. And it was our own Ebamajete who used his car as the collateral. And then when you read the loan agreement, Section 7 says that if we are not able to pay the 50,000 Ghana cedis by 10th of March 2015, anything at Ghamro they can go for it and sell it and pay the money that we owe them. It is our property. You go for loan without us knowing. And then they'll write in the loan that anything, if they don't pay, instead of them selling his car, no, it will say that anything that they come and they get in Ghamro, they can use and sell. And that was 50,000 Ghana cedis. Now, in July 2015, government money came in. That is the blank levy. As I said, it was 1,925,000 Ghana cedis. That is 19 billion old cedis. And they printed less 150,000 Ghana cedis for election loan. The money that they collected was 50,000, and they ended up paying 150,000 in 4 months. They said you should be, and they said it is 10% for a month. So if it's 4 months, how can you pay 150,000 Ghana cedis to the election people? You realize that things are not going on well. Now, the monies that government uses as called the blank levy, we'll show something later, so I'll continue. So 2017, we wrote a letter to Attorney General's office asking that Unicorn Ghamro, we also want to collect money, collect society. Because in all African countries, I know that media, you are with me. We have 2, 3 collect societies in so many African countries and even worldwide. So, and we have just one. So we decided that we want to have a collective society. And then that was when the minister told us that no, rather, she's going to get us a mediation team that is going to look into whatever is going on in Ghamro. So they called Madam Esther and few people to look into what is happening in Ghamro. That was 2017. So they called us back to tell us that the way things are going in Ghamro, they have to step down 2018, and then we should do 4 things. Now the 4 things that we were asked to do is this. Number 1, we were asked to have a new constitution, because Ghamro, the constitution that they had in it that if somebody spent money, the person should not be imprisonment, and they shouldn't ask anything about that money. So they realized that our what we're using wasn't right. So we had to do a new constitution. That was 1. Number 2, they said we should make sure that auditors will audit them. Now number 3, 2 people will come from Uniform Ghamro, 2 will come from Ghamro, and 1 from management, to form the election committee for our next election. And then the 4th one will go for AGM. So that was the agreement that Unicorn Ghamro and Ghamro and the mediation team, as well as Attorney General's office, agreed. So we all signed. So the first one was done. We were not too happy about the constitution, but then Deputy Minister, Honorable Godfrey Odame said that even in Ghana, we are still amending our constitution, so we should use it. Otherwise, we are not going to have our elections now. So we have accepted our new constitution. And then the second one, the auditors went to audit, but there's a big question mark because we haven't still gotten the final thing from the auditors. The third one, we were asked to bring 2, which I selected Mr. Dixon and Nana Subi Majevi. And then they also took Dana Hose, and then they took Kofi Ernest, and then Percy Ernest, thank you, Percy Ernest, and then 1 management. So we're ready to go to our AGM meeting to let the musicians know how many, what's going to happen at the election committee, and after showing the election committee, we'll fix a date for the elections. We were supposed to have had it here in Accra, but later, Ghamro called and said, no, we want to have it in Kumasi. We didn't want to argue, but actually the thing that we're going to do, we wanted our message to cut across. And then we were there, and then we had a letter from Attorney General's office saying that Ghamro said they were going to use 400,000 Ghana cedis for the meeting in Kumasi, that is the AGM meeting. But they have gotten 200,000 Ghana cedis, and they want Attorney General's office to give them a loan of 200,000 Ghana cedis for their annual election that we're going to have. One thing, I couldn't understand one thing. Because when the receivers managers came to start, they collected some money, we didn't know where it went to. They were collecting money, we didn't know where those monies went to. Now they're asking for 200,000 Ghana cedis from Attorney General's office. Wow. And we said no. The agreement was 5 people, 2 from Unicorn, 2 from Ghamro, and 1 from management. So they are not doing it. So when we came back, we came to report to Attorney General all that happened. We were there and we got to know that no, the way things are going, honestly we were a bit angry. So when Attorney General called us to come for a meeting, we decided to go to court. Once we were about to go to court, we realized that another group are also going to court. And then we dived deep and realized that without a board, you cannot hold an emergency meeting. Our so-called CEO, whose name is Abraham Ajete, called an emergency meeting, went to Kumasi, and they spent 100,000 Ghana cedis, 31 billion Ghana cedis for their so-called emergency meeting in Kumasi. And then those people that they selected as the election committee, they dropped them and they went to take new election committee. So those 5 people are the people that also took them to court, saying that they don't understand because they've taken an election committee and a new people have been assigned for elections. So we went to court, and unfortunately for us, before our letter could get to them to stop the elections, they've already done the elections. Ghamro, we've been in existence all these years. We don't have ID cards. So you can ask me, what do they use for the election? They use Ghana card for the elections. Ghamro, they said we have 4,000 musicians. Less than 500 musicians went to vote. And they went there. So luckily for us, those that went to vote, the judge asked them to step down because the elections wasn't correctly done. So as we speak now, Ghamro don't have a board. Ghamro don't have license. And per our order, without license, you cannot operate. If you operate, you go in 12 months imprisonment and penalties will be paid. Now, Ghamro is supposed to use their license for 5 years. It was given to them 2017. So 3rd April 2022, their license expired. And up to date, it has not been renewed. Now, the order also says that every 6 months, Ghamro should pay their musicians. And the monies that is supposed to be paid, we should know what monies they are paying. Now, the member of the press, we have Spinners Association, we have TV and radio stations, we have hotels and restaurants, we have Google giving us dollars, we have Black Levy coming in for government, we have telecommunications. So what money do Ghamro share to musicians? You will be there and then they'll send message thinking, we are going to pay 500 Ghana cedis to musicians. Some will get 100 Ghana cedis, some will get 200 Ghana cedis, some will get 80 Ghana cedis. And then they'll tell them to share money. Now, December 1st, 2022, Ghamro said we're going to share 1.3 million Ghana cedis. 13 billion. The same at the government. Some people got 200 Ghana, some got 100 Ghana, some got 50 Ghana, some got 250 Ghana. Saying that they cannot collect money. Now, if you can't collect money, how come that your expenses, and let me go back, the LI also says that they should use between 10 and 30% of the money collected. Ghamro use more than 40 to 45 to 50% from our money, and we can prove it. Their 2021 annual report that was given to us, when I go back to 2017, it will take time. The 2021 annual report that was given to us, Ghamro told us that their board meetings and their refreshment was 132,000 Ghana cedis, 1.3 billion for their, and they go 4 times, and there are 6 people. Ghamro said their fuel and lubrication was 135,000 Ghana cedis, that is 1.3 billion again. Ghamro said their salaries and allowance was 401,000 Ghana cedis, that is 4 billion. And then they went ahead to say that their legal fee was 192,000 Ghana cedis. That is for what? That is almost 2 billion for port. Now, Ghamro went on to say that the commission, those that went round to collect monies, were given 433,000 Ghana cedis, 4.3 billion for those that went to collect money. My question is, if Rex Omar was able to come to one of the sister stations to confess that they don't have license and they are not supposed to use more than 30%, otherwise the license will be taken from them, then where do Unicorn Ghamro go wrong? To say that nobody should pay Ghamro, and I'll repeat it here. Nobody that is using musicians' money should pay to Ghamro because we don't receive what is due us. And they don't have license to collect money. You cannot tell a policeman that I'm driving and I bought my car, so you cannot ask me where is my license because I bought my car. We wrote our songs, yes. At the end of the day, there is law that governs it. Now, Unicorn Ghamro, we've decided to make sure that we are on the pressure group. We are not fighting, but our musicians are dying poor. our musicians are getting sick and they are dying. Every year, Ghamro buy cars. Every year, Ghamro buy cars. Their cars is up to 335,000 Ghana cedis. Their computers are about 60 to 1,000 Ghana cedis. Their furnitures and many more. When you add it up, it's almost 7,700,000 Ghana cedis. And our people are dying more. Attorney General's office has asked us to go back to the mediation report. And we are most grateful with the mediation report. We are going to find out from the auditor's report that we got secretly that 2.1 million Ghana cedis is missing from 2012 to 2016. So I am calling Carlos Sechi and his group to come and answer to us. We are also calling the receivers managers, the monies that they came to meet, the monies that they were taking out from GT back, they were taking monies from them. You were only there to collect, not to spend. And so we want to know the monies that they used. Now I want to ask Ghamro that 2016, two monies came in from blank levy. One was 2,325,000 Ghana cedis. And when we got the paper, they've written less loan, 153,000 Ghana cedis. So our money was deducted by the less loan. We don't know what they used that loan for. Later we got to know that they said educational purposes. They were almost saying to use 1.5 billion cedis for educational purposes. We want to ask Ghamro that the same year, 2,244,000 Ghana cedis also came in. What happened to that money? We have more than 15,000 space. They pay 370 Ghana cedis every year. And then we have somebody by name Flash, who is flashing our money here and there. Now what Flash does is, when they go for the 370, they take 70 Ghana out. They say it's for their welfare. The same people go around to collect our monies. And when they go for the money, they take 20% out. I didn't say Flash when you say one of the stations. That after they collected all the monies, they take 20% out. And so if it is 40 billion, they will take 20% out and then bring it to Ghamro. The rest to Ghamro. The question is, what money do Ghamro give us? And I want to ask Ghamro that mobile money they've been sending, that 1%, whose phone does it go through? Musicians are dying. Musicians are sad. You will go to the studio, write your song, pay so much, and the media will tell us straight that even going for cameras for your video is not a joke. And after that, you have to pay the TV stations for your music to be paid. It's called advert, because you're going to advertise what you're doing. And when you are giving 153 Ghana cedis, 200 Ghana cedis, a whole year payment, they don't even pay us 6 months. For Akosua to come and say that because of me, June, they cannot pay. Now, finally, before I allow my learned person to talk, I want to dare Abraham Ajapong. And I want everybody to take this. Abraham Ajapong to say that I have organized Students Association. I have actually gone to register an association. And that is the Consent Students Association. And they are collecting money for me, Akosua. I want Abraham Ajapong, I'm giving you 48 hours to come and show his proof of me registering Consent Students Association and the money that they collect for me. Otherwise, I'm telling you point blank, he will meet me in court. Because I've been quiet, they've been messing my name up, and it's about time that they answer to some things. Some monies cannot be accounted for. 176 receipt books cannot be accounted for. Now, the auditors that came to audit from 2012 to 2016, they are also telling you, you want everything black and white on paper. Otherwise, we also will also come and attack you because, I'm using the word attack, because we have people, musicians. Where are the other ones not here? I wanted to come with Agyapong. He's not feeling well. So many of them are not feeling well. And then they are blowing their horns that they have actually, we have insurance with Metropolitan Insurance. Is the insurance for death? Is it death insurance? Because our people are sick in their dying. Press and media, we are hurting because Ghamro office is just mishandling our money anyhow. They pay anyhow they want to pay. They use our money anyhow. They enjoy themselves anyhow. And I want to once again to ask Ghamro office that the director's account, that this money, 460,000 Ghana cedis, always goes to the director's account. You should show us where it goes to. Resoma, I salute you. You said we are 4,000. Now you said we are 5,000. Hey, your annual report you gave us 2021 tells us that Abraham Ajiti says we are 9,290. It's our phone number. We are now 9,000. And only 2,107 has gotten whatever. Press. Anything you want from us, we have it, everything on paper. We are not just guessing figures, as they always say. And if Rex is telling me that I'm guessing the 433,000, I'm guessing the 132,000, and then that means he gets his signature because he signed that annual report. And so I'll rest my case here, and then if after one or two issues, and then there will be questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Akosua Agyapong. I think we have Mr. Seven from Alliance, Chairman for Alliance. Thank you, he's here. And I think our local brother too is here. Press, say Akosua Agyapong.